Hello friends, Arthur here, and this is History of, or should I say Legacy of RsGold. So, as Shiny Girly Raccoon explained, it's a slightly different format or a new format of History of. We'll showcase a Legacy Mappers history, and probably the first one from, I hope, many others Legacy is RsGold with his tracks. The difference that basically like history, it's more like for players who play right now, still creating maps, and legacies for others who like didn't create anything for a while. I don't know which time frame Tiger Raccoon choose, but yeah, and it been for a while I play Zipkis, probably a month. I discover for myself ARPG, so yeah, stuck there. Anyway, I honestly the first track for didn't play in a month, this one, which first of all more than 2 minutes, which already very hard for finishing at all, especially knowing 5 minutes time frame. So you basically, if you know track, you have only 2 attempts, 2 solid attempts. But for discovery and for as you saw how track made, not everything obvious, and a lot of RNG on the first ramp. It was so many crashes, so many complaints about that. I still believe so, even with all this new version, I don't know, now it's 15, 16 version, beautiful beta at least, it still somehow changed physics, even after of the game says that it shouldn't, but it is. It's a fact, and there's a big unity element during this track. So yeah, no one finished this pretty hard one, and it was my first track for a long time, and I spent time, I didn't show you a full track, so sorry about that. And yes, we're going to the next, a boxish. Honestly, don't know what it means, but again, same problem. 1 minute 40, way better of the time. So you have how many? Honestly, 2 solid attempts, or if you can do it. But again, done is very strangely, especially this very long speed check, and around that time I start playing, and there were a lot of speed checks. It's era of all challenges, and all tracks should be really hard, and they become harder and harder at some point, insanely hard. But again, I did let's say half of this track. I tried do it again and again, but this is my father's attempt. After that I didn't have a lot of time to finish completely. But as you can see the track itself, if I'd probably land correctly, there will be element not really hard, and then big wall ride with very weird transition in the end, small jumping or transition, I don't know, but there's safer boosters where you need keep speed a lot and jump at the end into the one of the finishes. So you still have a moment that you could have a specific amount of speed to basically fly between 2 finishers. So yeah, with my luck, probably it's where I finish it. So yeah, at least for now, 2 tracks, both DNF. And we go to Sand Cooler DKL? DL? I don't know. Maybe it was in the first round of ZSL. I don't know. I never played it. But track starts from the backward, and I believe it meant, at least first part of track, meant to be done in moving backwards, and it's really hard. But then a lot of jumps. Honestly, I you can skip some elements on this track, some jumping. There's no checkpoints, so it's easy to do. So yeah, but still really hard. 3-0 after winning. And with this nice score, we're finally on the track that I remember. That was my first ever ZSL that I played, and I honestly don't remember if the track already was like choose, because I think at this time, like first, second season, there wasn't like a lot of tracks to choose from, and people like submitted, and the choices was like limited. So yeah, but again, small RNG element with all these, like sleds, tables that was running. It was cool, but yeah. Strangely enough, maybe GTR wasn't a thing at the time, but I remember the track. I finished it, and I honestly don't remember which time it was. Really won't. It was very interesting to compare, but well, it is what we have right now. But yeah, it's doable. Really hard. Again, done only once. So like already I understand where it's all heading with all these tracks with like Rs style. Rentable, stuntable. Yeah, first time playing. I don't remember this track. But honestly, not so clunky. Pretty doable. Nothing crazy as it was like on previous tracks. And the funny parts, it have like risky finish. And I believe it's like around the era when all these risky finishers like become a thing on all this track. It's like around this time, almost like all tracks have like 1-2 finishers, like safe one where you can get straight, and then something like crazy where you need to do some skills to achieve like a second or half a second. And then we have one of the craziest ZSL track. I really want to say that this was the first drift map. Well, definitely first in ZSL, but overall, correct me if I'm wrong, if there was another map before that, but yeah, this is insane. I still really lucky to finish it. I like thought I will crash because for all 5 minutes they're like losing wheels, losing everything. Funny for me that I found a new trick, well, not a new trick, but thing that I never tried when I play this track. It's basically use arms up, because for some reason arms up with braking give me more turning thing, and I again don't know is it things that happen just right now with new physics or with new version of the game, or like it still was back then and I just didn't ever try it because, well, I didn't love a lot of like drift tracks. Kawabanga, yet another, well, at least for me, it like quite challenging track, and if you notice, not a lot of people will like finish in all RS tracks because they're like really quite challenging. But again, back then when grass was greener and sky was brighter, like all tracks were like in this style, like really challenging one. But yeah, main problem, it's basically the end of the track where you need to jump from one into another. I found that you basically need to aim prior in the air. You should slightly change the trajectory of your kart when you land. It's like pushing your back, and this is how I finish, because like for all previous my attempts I usually like losing grip and fly over the last one. Iowa Wheat, and yes, I remember that track, and if I'm correct, at this time GTR already was a thing because I have a Ghost card, so it's really helped me to remember this track, finish this track. Surprisingly, I didn't beat it. It's like both faster. I can excuse that I didn't play like for a long time and I like if with gamepad, but didn't beat, and it's all what matters. Still fun track though, because again for ZSL they're not so critically hard as like all previous tracks from RS. Cup of the day, and yet another track that I didn't play, and I really love that I have opportunity to play, especially like these like old legacy tracks like from top of the day when it was on like new things, and a lot of people just created in a different way with a lot of ideas that at those time were considered as new. And yeah, I really enjoy this track. Surprisingly, it wasn't so bad, so hard to finish, which honestly I thought will be like really hard. But well, as you see, like Rs really improve his style of the tracks. Though the last track, like better pivot. Again, I really enjoy this track, and not because of the soap. I hate soap as a nice, but the thing that I finally found another track I never again. Correct me, but for some reason I thought that when you doing soap, I thought that brake didn't work, but it's stop your spinning. So when I did this first 360, I spent all my time just to try break my cart to go straight, and each time it was like really hard, real fail. And for some reason, 2 minutes before the end, I accidentally press and brake, and it stopped spinning. It's completely stop rotation. And I said, wow, I never thought about that. And I tried it and I finished it. And again, another great thing for me that the last Omni Booster didn't have so big impact on my speed. The feature in both these Omni Boosters, it's, I believe, if you you should take them basically backward. If you do it front, you won't receive so much boosters that you won't have enough speed to overjump it on the first part, and on the second there's a loop. If you don't have enough speed, you just basically falling and crashing. But surprisingly, I did it. I don't know how it's happened, but it is what it is. I finished it, and hey, it was fun. That was Legacy of RsGold. Probably new type of thing, new variation of history of. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this format will live and thrive, because there are so many authors. There are so many tracks that some fun, some insanely hard, some challenging, like with prize monies. But yeah. Hey guys, let me know in the comment what you think about these tracks, and if you know answering my question about like all this stuff, like GTR physics changes and other stuff. Yeah, please leave it in the comment. And as always, don't forget leave likes, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe. It takes you like 3 seconds. And as always, see you in the next video. Bye.